But so you're telling me that if Max was arguing with Harold Letterman saying that Ward won the round when Harold Letterman was picking Kovalev? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was.
There was a few rounds.
And once again,
Letterman was the only guy sticking up for Ward.
For the fans, because I just had another guy, some guy named Wilbert Gomez. He just said the same thing. Wilbert Ramos. He said all black guys saying Ward won the fight. So Wilbert, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you right now. Why don't you explain to me why the fans that's not black, why they picked Andre Ward to win the fight? Explain that. Why did, like I said, Smitty from Inside This Corner, Arab King, and a whole lot of other people, why did they pick Andre Ward to win the fight? And, you know, something else fans like this, they don't realize is when you say that, you're actually also saying that you said you believe Andre Ward won just because he's black. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you basically admitting that this is all based on race. Once again, which is why I say this is somewhat of a racial civil war when it comes to this fight. And we know for a fact 100%, the guy who just said that, we know that when Nicholas Walters got a draw against Jason Sosa, we know he didn't say, oh, that was a robbery. That was a ripoff. And we know when Lara fought against Canelo Alvarez, we know he didn't say that was the biggest robbery, right? I mean, so once again, this fight was way more closer than all those fights as far as I'm concerned. You know, so, you know, that's just what that is. So, go ahead. Yeah, we got a whole lot of people on hold right now. Did you guys want to add to that before we take another call?
I wanted to say one of the biggest quotes from the actual HBO telecast is Jim Lampley. He said, "A Letterman card is unofficial, and judges often disagree with it."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow, that's big. That's big right there. That tells you the whole story right there. That tells you the whole story right there. But anyway, let's try to take another call because I want to see if we're gonna get some different perspectives. So we got another area code 203. What's going on, man?
Dante, how you doing, man? This is Mo from Connecticut calling. How you doing, good brother?
All right, man. What's good, man? What's on your
Nothing much, man. I'm calling in to say, man, first of all, the weekend was great. I think that was a great fight for boxing. You know, even, you know, I watched the fight with some casual fans who were not really into boxing that much. But even at the end of it, they said, you know what, that was a good fight. Even though the commentary kind of had them thinking what everybody else is saying, like, you know, robbery and all that. But once they really thought about it and they, you know, they looked at the whole story about him getting knocked down and then coming back, and then like I rewound the fight and showed them, like, look at the different body shots, look at the different head shots that Kovalev repeatedly kept taking. And round 5, 7, 8, 9, and 11 was a beautiful round for Andre, you know. And it's just like the whole story behind that. It should have been like a wake up call, you know. It should have been something like to bring boxing back. But instead, the commentary constantly wants to, you know, dig a hole for themselves, even though they're claiming they want boxing to be back what it was. But if you're constantly talking about robberies and unfair, why is the casual thing even going to come over and watch it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if all this, you know, suspected wrong is going on, I just think, you know, they put a black eye on boxing when it was a bright light for boxing. Like that whole story, the whole Andre Ward story is a bright light for boxing, and people need to embrace that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. And I thank you for your call, and I completely agree with you, man. You know, this right here, it propels both fighters' star status. Whoever wins the rematch is going to be that close to being a superstar in the sport because everyone wants to see the rematch. Now we know that, you know, a lot of people thought going into this fight, Andre Ward was going to just dominate Kovalev, and it wasn't that easy. It was extremely competitive and close. So now we know that Andre Ward, he has this Roberto Duran, he has this Tommy Hearns, you know.
Exactly.
He has that significant other. So that just makes for a great rematch and maybe even a great rubber match. You know, so yeah, man. I mean, and we haven't got to see that in a long time, right, guys? We haven't got to see two fighters considered pound for pound top 5, not just top 10, top 5, pound for pound, best fighters in the world fighting against each other. That's what you expect to get when, everything is on the line. Because that was the gold medal match.